Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with FatPhil, and today we're going to be taking a look at these Relic Amplifier bundles, all the way from Carbonite circuit boards to the Era magnifiers. Which ones of these have the best value, which ones of these are the worst, and we're going to be referencing back to the Relic farming guide that I put out last year. I will be linking that in the description down below, so make sure you guys check that out. And we're going to be giving a massive shout out to DRX for a brilliant comment on yesterday's video. So, let's first and foremost give our shout outs, as always, to the channel members for their continued love, support, and appreciation for the content we're putting out. If you're ever interested, that link's down below, guys. Whether I am doing live streams or not, I am available for roster reviews, questions, concerns, whatever you want to know. You got your own special section of the Discord to do it too, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. Join the Discord down below. Let's get into our video here. Let's talk about these Relic Amplifier bundles. Alright, so we're going to be flipping back and forth between the game and my Google spreadsheet that we're going to be kind of using for today, but I want to start off with the comment from DRX. So this was in response to the Malicos pack that's currently in the store. I'll show you guys that in a sec. But his comment here, I think it deserves some love. So he says, my theory is different. They want us to use all of our crystal storage. So many things happen at once. The Kyrotech bundle was out for a while. The Malicos pack is here. The bonus drops for all the different materials and characters. And he said, like, why do they want that? The answer is simple: to have less people acquiring Dengar's ship free to play. Because remember, we know Punishing One is coming. And he says, it's going to be, he's like, most likely a Marauder level impact ship. So people are going to have to, if they use all their crystals now, they're going to have to spend to recuperate their crystals in order to, get this ship through the galactic chase. And I love that he said this, because I completely agree. The biggest impact, where does he say it here? Younger shards who still don't have as many Leviathans. So for those who have Executor but no Punishing One will get the biggest penalty. And I think he's exactly right. An account like mine, or I have everything else, I'm going to getting Punishing One. My, Kyber opponents will be getting it. It's not as impactful to us, but for people who will require that ship in order to maintain their level, it's a huge impact, right? So I really like this comment. I'm going to say I don't know how much weight it holds, right? Simply because, right, I think it's an interesting theory. The only reason I would say I don't think it holds as much weight is because he said, we know Punishing One is coming. If Capital Games was trying to, haha, gotcha, they wouldn't have told us that that ship was on the horizon. That all of us are kind of sitting here now with these bonus drops that are garbage and are like, hey, you know what? Maybe I just save my crystals and wait for Punishing One because I know that could be coming down the pike. So, I can understand and sympathize with what he's saying there. I just don't know that I quite buy into it as much, right? I could be wrong, but I just don't buy into it as much because you're like, what's the wording here? Because we know that it's coming, right? But we did just get these Relic Amplifier bundles, which is another way to spend crystals. So I can't say it's completely invalid because there's more ways for you to spend your crystals. So the main topic of the video today, breaking down each of these bundles, what's the most valuable. So we're going to go ahead, flip back over to the screen capture here, and we're going to be going over to the comprehensive Relic farming guide, and starting with Carbonite circuit boards. Again, this is linked down below. I did a whole series where I covered each tab, went to each of these things in extensive detail. So you guys can go check that out. It's got its own playlist. But just looking at the pack here. Now, I call this the best pack ever, and the reason for it is because of the time savings. The value of this bundle, the value of this pack, is not so much that you're getting an amazing crystal savings, but the ability to use your energy to do something other than farm light side 1D is where this value comes from. There's not a great way, there's not a gimmick to getting Carbonite circuit boards, so this pack is a really good way to offset that, right? So what I show you is I break down the crystal cost here. It's 5 crystals per piece. So at the bare minimum, at the 35% chance you get 100, you break even, right? You could have just bought them from shipments. But the other way to think about this, you have a 65% chance to save bare minimum 250 crystals all the way up to 1,000, depending on how many Carbonite circuit boards you get out of this pack. The easier way to think about this is that if you buy this pack twice, you spend 1,000 crystals, and if you get 250 total total carbonite circuit boards, if you get 250 and you spent 1,000 crystals, you end up saving 250 total crystals. That's your math there. That's a pretty solid savings, right? I mean, I'll take that. So I very much like this pack. This is probably, I'd say, tied for the best value, probably second best value, if we're being perfectly honest. All right, Bronzium wiring. To me, this pack is mid. It's not mid because of the savings. Your savings here is actually very solid. Like, there's a lot of potential savings with this pack. The reason that I don't think there's that much why it's the mid pack is because there's a lot of easy ways to get Bronzium wiring. Lightside 7B, you farm Kyrotech and you get this piece. Like, you will get so much Bronzium wiring, you won't know what to do with it. Again, I go into a lot more detail of how to show you just like how you get absurd numbers of this. But to me, this is a mid pack because if you're using your regular energy and being smart about it and using all your energy, you know, your regular and fleet energies, it's very easy to accumulate a lot of this. I don't know why the accounts who, like the whales, when they complain about, oh, I'm out of Bronzium wiring, it's because they're not using their light side energy to farm Kyrotech because they don't need Kyrotech anymore. So they just hoard it for the next Galactic Legend so they can get them day one. So if you're using your energy, this piece is not a problem. So to me, this pack is kind of mid because realistically, it's not that hard to obtain these pieces, right? Now, chromium transistors and iridium heat sinks. Listen, these packs, avoid them entirely, right? Just avoid these packs entirely. There's no value here, right? Both of these pieces have gimmicks in the game in order to obtain them and make them easier to get. For your iridium heat sinks, it's pretty easy. You want to craft this stuff here. You craft these and you get a lot more savings, right? Like, I don't know how else to tell you that it's just so easy to, you know, go buy those pieces, you craft them, and like, just to think, your bare minimum is to get 5 air magnifiers for 500 crystals, right? So to get 5 air magnifiers, iridium heat sinks, to get 5 of these, you need to craft a single, I think it's a single one of these, right? Get you 5. So a full piece costs, you know, gets you 5 iridium heat sinks. Just to show you something funny, you can buy one of these for 150 crystals. So that pack is a complete ripoff. Like, it is awful for the shipment. Don't ever buy that pack for your like iridium heat sinks. Just a complete waste. It's not worth it at all. And with going back to like your chrome transistor pieces here, right? All you have to do is spend guild currency. You don't even have to spend any form of crystal. Not that you need to spend crystals for the other one either. But this gives you so many. You can get a ton of these over the course of a year by like barely purchasing them. So yeah, for these two, don't buy them. Not worth it. Electrum conductors are next. And there's actually some solid savings to be had here. It's a pretty decent pack. The problem with this one for me, these are still easy enough to obtain with other pieces, with your raid currencies and stuff. I just don't see this being this amazingly coveted pack because there's enough ways to get these in other avenues of the game. And honestly, if you're free to play with your iridium heat sinks, the big thing to keep in mind is you're going to earn these through your assault battles. So as long as you're not taking every single character to Relic 7 right away, you'll accumulate a lot of these throughout the course of a month that you can just kind of bank and wait and save. And honestly, that's one of the big values with this piece from the assault battle perspective, is that if you're not taking everybody to Relic 7 right away, you're saving these pieces and it kind of offsets any spending you would have to do to keep up with them. So while there's a pretty decent pack, there's some, good crystal savings to be had here. You can get these in enough other ways that I don't think you need to spend crystals on them. Zimbital cards is another one that there are some good savings to be had with this bundle. The nice thing here is, like, immediately you are saving crystals. Like, if you go back to the oops, I don't want to do that. Delete. Yes, delete that. Go back. if you go to like your bronzium wiring and carbonite circuit boards, if you look, the first level here actually offers a break-even point, right? Whereas with the electrum conductors and now Zimmetal cards, both of these are offering you a savings on the first tier. That like you buy this, you're already saving, but it, you know, definitely scales as you would get more of these for drops. This one, again, pretty decent value. It depends where you are in the game and how many of these you need. I can get enough of these from raids and other avenues that I don't really need this pack. I think there's better ways to spend your crystals, but there is value here. If this is a big bottleneck for you and you've got a bunch of bonus crystals left over, it's not an awful value to help you get over that line. You know, you do have that potential to save a good fair bit of crystals. Impulse detectors. Listen, avoid this pack at all costs. This is an awful pack. And I kind of show you, you know, the way I break out the math here. Look, the first level actually offers these at a loss, right? You have a chance at 2 impulse detectors for 500 crystals. Well, the shipment cost is 180. So for 180 crystals per piece, right? 3,600, right? Like it's super easy. I guess that math is kind of messed up because I went with a pack of 10. So if I just do this and make this 20, there's your 180, right? So if you bought this pack twice, because your most likely scenario would be a drop of 2 and a drop of 4. So you would get 6 total at a cost of 166. So you're saving 13 per piece or 80 total. Like, just avoid this. This is a waste. Go get these through every other resource possible that you can, because this pack is just garbage. It's not worth your time. It's a terrible, terrible value. Again, avoid it. Arrow magnifiers. This one is arguably the most valuable pack. I'm very close to calling this more valuable than the carbonite circuit board pack. So the thing is, bare minimum, you break even in this pack. You're going to get 2 of them for 500 crystals. It's a 250 cost, which is exactly what it is via shipments. However, if you get a drop of 4, you've automatically saved 500 crystals compared to what you would have purchased them for shipments. So if you bought 2 of these packs for 1,000 crystals, right, you're saving 500 total crystals, right? That's a decent bit of savings. And just imagine if you actually get any one of these other ones and the amount of crystals that you're saving. In my opinion, this is one of the best ways to spend your bonus crystals because of the value that this can bring to your account. That this is a piece that can be very challenging to obtain. So it's a great way to spend on this pack to increase your stockpile of air magnifiers if you do need them, especially with the ease of acquiring impulse detectors now that they're available for, your Mark III raid currencies. There's some pretty decent ways to obtain these that you don't need to be using your crystals for. So with all of that said, going back into the game, your best value bundle, to summarize it all, is probably the air magnifiers, because of just how cheap this is and the chances to really, really save a lot of crystals. Next for me would definitely be your carbonite circuit boards. Those are the best 2 values here. After that, I would say the Zimmetal cards and electrum conductors, because they are a lot more challenging to obtain, right? They're a lot more challenging to obtain. You may as well just kind of, if you had to spend crystals, these aren't awful, but there's better ways to obtain them and saving your crystals for your air magnifiers and the carbonite circuit boards. The 2 bundles right here, and then I guess the bronzium wiring, while there's value here, there's enough ways to obtain it on nodes that unless you're super short, this value is just, it's not here. Listen, impulse detectors, you avoid this because you have the potential to really lose out and your crystal savings is very minimal. And then here, guys, honestly, just avoid entirely. There's gimmicks. There's easy ways to obtain these pieces. You don't need to be spending crystals on these. If you buy these packs, like, you're an ignoramus. There's no other way to say it. Like, you're just an ignoramus. So, guys, that's the video. Let me know your thoughts. Does this help you kind of plan out your crystal farming? And to finally circle back to the whole, is Dengar's ship coming, and is they're trying to get you to spend your crystals? I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know. I'm not telling you to go buy these bundles right away, because, like, don't buy something that you don't need. If you don't have an immediate need for air magnifiers, don't buy them. Like, you get them from Territory Wars. So, like, don't feel, like, only spend your bonus crystals on those things when you're in need of them. Like, I don't need any of those relic resources. Even, like, carbonite circuit boards. I don't have nearly as many of them as I do these pieces. But I don't need 3,000 carbonite circuit boards in my inventory right now. There's no reason for them. So, I want to encourage you guys to just, as you're looking at those packs and thinking through the values, go and check the shipment cost, but then think about where else are you saving or losing because of, you know, where they're obtainable. So, I love you all so much. Thank you guys for, if you're stayed till the end, go ahead. Wampa is king in the comments. You know the drill. I'll catch you in the next one. I love you guys. Cheers.